This is Lost, The Answers. Asking the question, was the crash of Oceanic 815 a random event?
You think we crashed on this place by coincidence? Especially this place?
At the center of the show, there has always been this conflict between Jack and Locke, and that conflict has sort of been rooted along the axis of empiricism versus faith.
We were brought here for a purpose.
And who brought us here, Jack?
The island.
You have a guy like Jack who's basically saying, this is coincidence. I was a guy, I got on a plane, the plane crashed on the island. The island's weird, but that's not my problem. I just want to get off.
I don't believe in destiny.
Yes, you do. You just don't know it yet.
And then you've got a guy like Locke who basically says, there must be a purpose, a design to this.
This place is different.
He is completely a believer in the island and the island's magical and mysterious powers.
He wants there to be an explanation, a meaning to all this.
But even Locke's faith was not entirely without reason.
He was paralyzed before the plane crashed.
Just put me on the bus right now. I can do this.
No, you can't.
You don't know who you're dealing with. Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever!
We learned this year exactly how it was that Locke got in the wheelchair.
This is awkward.
He finds out his father is this man named Anthony Cooper. Locke loves this man and wants to have a relationship with him.
I'm so thankful for you, John.
But this is a big elaborate con.
You stole my kidney.
You needed a father figure and I needed a kidney. Get over it.
So he goes and confronts his father and he says, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to rat you out.
Phone's right over there, John.
When Locke got to this island, suddenly he could walk again. So landing on this island was the greatest thing ever to happen in John Locke's life. He becomes sort of the hero that he always wanted to be in his former life, but never could be. The last thing he wants to do is ever go back to the outside world.
I like it here.
I like it here, too.
In fact, Locke's conviction led him to solve one of the island's most profound mysteries.
He finds this mysterious hatch that's buried in the ground, and he excavates it.
So you want me to go down first?
Hell, you're lighter.
One of the biggest questions ever on the show is what's in the hatch?
What is it?
John! I think there's something down!
And the answer is Desmond.
Behind you.
He was in a solo round-the-world sailing race.
He crashed on the island. Our gang finally finds him.
They discovered this is the first of a series of hatches that were built on this island by this mysterious Dharma Initiative.
You and your partner are currently located in Station 3, where scientists could work to understand the unique electromagnetic fluctuations emanating from this sector of the island.
The Dharma Initiative was on this island back in the late 70s and early 80s, and they built these hatches all over the island where they conducted various scientific experiments. The most important hatch was called the Swan, and that's where Desmond spent 3 years down there pushing this button every 108 minutes, and he was told that if he didn't push that button, the world would end.
One day, he actually ventured outside of the hatch.
Desmond failed to enter the code in the computer in the hatch.
As a result, 815 crashes.
When did you come here?
September 22nd.
I think I crashed your plane.
That is the definitive answer as to why the plane crashed. The electromagnetic pulse shot out of the hatch, fried the instrumentation on the plane crashed.
But the crash was not welcome news to a community of people already living on the island. A group the survivors would come to know as the Others.
Goodwin!
Yeah.
You run, you can make that shore in an hour. Ethan, get up there to that fuselage. There may actually be survivors. Listen, learn, don't get involved. Go.
The Others are a community of around 30 or 40 people, we think.
They do not want anyone from the outside world to find them.
This is not your island. This is our island.
Nor are they particularly happy when new people arrive on the island and threaten their privacy. Hello there.
The first guy we meet is a guy named Ethan. He kidnaps Claire and does all sorts of nasty things to her.
You're just gonna feel a little pinch.
He ends up getting killed by Charlie.
I wasn't gonna let that animal anywhere near her again.
There's this guy, Richard Alpert.
We're looking for someone to remind us that we're here for more important reasons.
Then there's Mr. Friendly.
It's a good thing we found you.
He's actually, in some ways, kind of a nice guy.
I'm not showering in front of you.
You're not my type.
He always has something mean to say, but he makes it sound as nice as possible.
What kind of people do you think we are, Jack?
Kind of people that would hang Charlie from a tree. Kidnap children.
We're gonna have to take the boy.
That's the kind of people I think you are.
But we do know that he is a football player.
Based on the way he throws the ball, I would say he's probably
Not a
on the
quarterback.
defense.
But Mr. Friendly answers to someone.
My name is Benjamin Linus, and I've lived on this island all my life.
Ben is the leader of the Others. He is a very interesting and complex guy.
You came striding out of the jungle, John, to make my dream come true.
He's very smart, he's very creepy, and he's very dangerous.
If you want me dead, why don't you just shoot me and get it over with?
Because we're not killers, James.
This conflict between the others and our beach survivors has been brewing for the entire history of the show.
They've attacked us, sabotaged us, abducted us, murdered us. We're not the only people on this island, and we all know it.
For the survivors of Oceanic 815,
That was weird, right?
the search for answers began the very first night.
The first mystery of the island was when all of a sudden the trees were moving and our characters heard a noise and they're wondering what the heck is going on out there.
The first question is, what does that thing look like? Is it a dinosaur? Is the monster man-made? We don't know. Does the monster have some sort of ability to judge you? Locke passed it the first time he saw it, but then later on, the monster grabbed him and tried to pull him into a hole. And then what does it do with that judgment is a very sort of interesting question as we move forward on the show.
Did you see it, Kate? Then I guess we're both crazy.
Now we've seen what it looks like on several occasions. It's this sort of column of mysterious black smoke. This season, when the monster experiences Juliet, we see several flashes, almost as if it's taking pictures of her. Is a monster a manifestation of the island? We don't know. We do know that when it looks at you, it seems to be able to process certain memories that you may have had.
And some memories can become quite real.
We have learned that the island is capable of these apparitions. You know, Jack can see his dead father. Walt, who is off, in some other place, mysteriously appears for Shannon and Saeed. Kate sees a horse that was part of her past. All these characters are sort of seeking redemption for misdeeds of their past.
Sun and Jin are two survivors who arrived with much to overcome.
They came to the island incredibly estranged.
Think we should do something?
We've learned that Sun had an affair when her marriage wasn't really working out with Jin.
What's wrong?
What's wrong is I'm married.
Once Sun and Jin got to the island, they sort of reconciled their relationship.
We reveal in her past that she'd been told that her and her husband Jin would never be able to have a baby. It's Jin who is infertile, not her.
Then we discovered that Sun is pregnant.
Positive is a positive.
But it's impossible.
Oh, no, it's possible.
And the big mystery is, whose baby is it?
That question was answered one night when Sun was brought to the Dharma Medical Station.
You got pregnant on the island. It's just...
These are all people who need to redeem themselves. They've made huge mistakes in their past, and now that they're on this island, they get the opportunity to put all those mistakes behind them.
Charlie, I need you to go get Jack.
I might not know what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out. If I can kick drugs, I can deliver a baby. Let me explain. I'm a drug addict. I was a drug addict. I'm clean now.
Get Jack!
Charlie and Claire have a long and complicated history together.
Charlie starts out very early on kind of providing her comfort and imagining a jar of peanut butter.
Stick to the roof of your mouth. Extra smooth.
He loves her, and part of her really loves him, but because Charlie was an addict, Claire isn't entirely sure she can trust him.
Give them to me. I'm proud of you, Charlie.
Over time, he has become sort of the surrogate father for Erin, her child, and the three of them kind of comprise the closest thing to a nuclear family that exists on Lost.
You know, I'm not giving up on you either, Charlie. We'll get through this together.
Our characters really seem to be able to rise to the occasion and are incredibly heroic and exhibit qualities that really transcend the people that they once were.
Who's that?
My name's Benny. That's not bad, Des. Not bad at all.
Desmond is a guy who's had an issue with cowardice.
Desmond, what are you running from?
I have to get my honor back.
And trying to do the right thing and be a hero in his life.
I've got to go, and you've got to get as far away from here as possible.
System failure.